Welcome back, everybody, to the Tyler Kelly Show. Now, if you do see an improvement, I'm still on my phone, but it's a new phone and everything. Get down. Get down. I'm dealing with the dog. Now, I recorded about 2 minutes of this, and he started eating. I don't know how bad it affected the video, but I was not about to have that. I thought I could just fight through it, but it was annoying me, so I know it annoyed whoever watches this. Today we are talking about conference champion winners, my predictions on those, and the playoffs. Since the season has already started technically, but for everybody it's starting this weekend on Saturday. Colton, last year we did one with Colton. I didn't stay with college football that much with my predictions. I will this year. I promise you on that. Unless something happens, it might not be every week, but me and Colton is supposed to do this every week. If it's not me and Colton, it's just going to be me like it is for week one because he's working. He's actually staying over for once. No, I'm just kidding. I had today and yesterday I was supposed to work. I just took off so I could have 8 days off. So why not? So I will have his conference champions and playoffs when I do tomorrow's video of week one predictions, if that makes sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but I wanted to get this video out and ready, and because I've got other things to do as well. Now, ACC, I think it's going to come down to definitely Clemson. Clemson is probably going to go undefeated. And I think they'll face Georgia Tech from the other side of the ACC conference as they face Georgia Tech tonight. That's one prediction I want to put out there. I know Colton hasn't gave me his score on that, but they're 37-point favorites. I think they win 52-28. I think Georgia Tech is going to be just a tad different because they're in a spread. It's going to be different, but I think they will be good. That's why I have them facing Clemson in the ACC championship game. I think Clemson wins 45-35. Yeah, closer than what most people would think, but I think that will be the outcome. Now, the Big 12, I don't think this is, I think this is a no-brainer of the two teams that should be in it, but you never know. Oklahoma, Texas, I think we're going to have a repeat of last year. I think Texas is going to beat Oklahoma for the first game. I think they get in the championship game, and Oklahoma beats them 49-45. Jalen Hurts, big drive at the end of the game. And if that tells you something, Oklahoma is one of my teams. Michigan, I think they're going to top Ohio State this year. Now, I could be wrong. I have no idea. But I just think Michigan, out of all the years, this has got to be the year for them to beat Ohio State and win their side of the division. And surprisingly, I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about them, but I think they're going to live up to the hype. I think they're going to face Nebraska from the other side. And this is where it gets tricky, and this is where you get a big upset from me. I think Nebraska is going to upset Michigan in this game and knock them out of the playoffs. Pac-12, Oregon versus Utah. Yes, I could see other teams from the South, but if it's a surprising USC, maybe Arizona State, I don't know. I just know the North is a lot better than the South in the Pac-12. Oregon wins 31-21 in my opinion. SEC, and I gotta say something about that. Colton sent me someone that was a SEC analysis person for the network, SEC network. And he had Utah in the college football playoff, which is a lot of people are talking about Utah, but they never live up to the hype for me. I'm sorry. SEC, I think it's going to be Alabama and Georgia once again. And I do believe Bama is going to... Bama, I'm sorry for that. He just bit me, so that kind of pisses me off. Bama beats Georgia 42-24. I think Alabama will do a big statement right here, and I think they will do. I think they will beat Georgia pretty handily. All right, so before I name my 4 playoff teams, by those you should know my playoff teams. I think in the number 8 spot, because they're going to have a loss or two somewhere, but they're going to be good. But just because they're not in a conference, for me, it's not going to be like it. It hurts them, in my opinion. Notre Dame, number 8 for me. Michigan 7, 6 is Georgia, because the game was so damn close. Texas at number 5. Anybody that knows me knows I'm an Oregon fan, and this is not biased when I say Oregon at number 4. I promise you. Honestly, if I was looking from the outside in and looking at their schedule, all they got to do is beat Washington, Stanford, and Washington State. And beat Utah twice, which they've been able to handle Utah for years. I think they beat Washington. I don't know if Stanford's going to be a big challenge. If they can beat Washington, I think they can beat anybody in the Pac-12 easily. That's just my opinion. Number 3 is Oklahoma. No. Number 2 is Alabama. And number 1 is easily Clemson. Now, this would do a Clemson versus Oregon matchup and a Bama and Oklahoma matchup again. Now, this would be interesting because Alabama and Oklahoma, for one part, Jalen Hurts versus Tua, basically. And man, would I love for Oklahoma to win. But I got to say, I would have Bama winning. I think they would win very close. Very close. And I'm writing this down as soon as we're talking. As soon as I'm recording everything because I didn't do this part. I'm going to say 42-38 over Oklahoma. And Clemson and Oregon, I'm not going to lie, I would love Oregon to win, but I don't think I'm already spoiling this, but I don't think anybody is beating Clemson this year. But that doesn't mean I don't think it will be close. I'm going to say Clemson wins 49-42. I think it would be a high-scoring game. I really do. So then I would have Clemson beating Alabama. I would have them beating them. Dude, stop. $48-38. That would leave Clemson with 2 field goals got to take that away from them for the meantime. They would have Clemson having 2 field goals and the rest touchdowns. 1 field goal for Bama and the rest touchdowns. 48-38, Clemson beats Alabama in championship game. Now, look, I do not want another Clemson-Alabama game. I'm not going to lie. I love to see Oklahoma-Oregon in it. Okay, of course I would love to see Oregon in it. But if I'm being realistic as a person looking from the outside in and not being a fan, Clemson is winning it all this year again. Stop. So that is my college playoffs, football playoffs I have for this year and the conference championships. Colton's will be tomorrow's video of week 1 predictions, and I'll also have his predictions. So I will see you tomorrow for week 1 predictions of college football. See you then.